Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back to Neil RC, guys. You get a frontal view. I can actually see the front of the phone right here. You can be able to see me, and that way I can tell what I'm looking at this way too, because before I couldn't see. I had to actually kind of look up and take a gander. We got the new project on the bench. What does that mean? Well, let me explain. This here is for Rock the Ozarks 2025. Or actually 2026. Yeah, this is going to be for 2026. Rock the Ozarks. Got to remember what year it is, you know what I mean? It's pretty bad when you can't remember anything anymore. This is my project rig that I'm working on. This is going to be for the racing, whether it's going to be drag race, oval race, oval race with obstacles, drag race with obstacles. We don't know. We've not been filled in on it yet. We don't know if it's going to have some crawling in it, no crawling in it, or if it's just round in circles or whatever. So I'm trying to build something for all aspects of it. And the other day when I went to go try this out here at the house, didn't do too bad. But I went to where I was going to go, and we had issues with some servos, y'all. Servos were not what they were cut out to be. So yeah, we're going to have to manipulate, we'll say that word, some wiring here and untidy all this that we've got tidied up. All that's got to come loose, and I've got to get in here and replace the rear servo and the front servo, which is up underneath the speed controller here. So we got some work to do. I'm bringing you along. Hopefully this will be a Wednesday content ordeal is what I'm hoping for. But before I get too far, I want to say thank you for coming back to Neil RC and watching our videos. I have now, as of the date that I'm filming this, you probably won't see this for at least a week, maybe two. But as of the week that I'm filming this, I'm at like 170, 175, which is absolutely phenomenal. We're growing. That's what this is all about. Growing the channel, getting more people involved with the hobby, and bringing it out through our content and comments and down in below, asking questions. All this stuff matters when we're creating content, y'all. You got to engage to have a following. The following doesn't stick if there's no engagement. I'm engaging with you. I'm just asking you every now and then to engage with me. Okay? That'd be great. So, the servos that are going in this, I had gotten a package. I just posted the notice of that package to my Facebook. I've not posted it to YouTube yet because I've got to try and play catch up here on the Facebook scene. So I'm trying to do what I can here on YouTube and Facebook with a simple video. And yeah, I'm going to try and get some content flowing both directions. This video that you're seeing is most generally going to go on YouTube. I may post clips of this, break it down into biteable clips, 5-minute clips or 3-minute clips, and post it that way. That way they got content there. Facebook has a very low tolerance for people standing by and watching a video. So keeping them short and simple is best. So they got their short video with what I'm doing with the, that I got the new servos. So let me go ahead. I'm going to slide this out of the way for just a second, knowing that this is what we're finally working on this thing. I haven't even come up with a name for this thing yet, which it's kind of a little bit of a mishmash of everything. So let me slide this out of the way over here, and I'm going to show you what we got. to deal with. I'm going to try and hopefully get this to focus in on the camera. Boy, it's not liking it. And yeah, it's even backwards. I'm sorry. I'll read it. The size of the servo that I'm working with right now is this right here. It is basically the same size servo that I've probably gotten rid of the one that I had here that I was replacing it with because it was so bad. Oh, yeah, I did. But yeah, it has the yellow or red and brown wire. It doesn't have the white, red, and black wires. So it matches the spectrum side of things, I guess you want to say. And as you see, I've already got my rubbers sleeves plus the metal sleeves that go through that to mount to the servo, so that when you slide this in, okay, your nut or bolts, should say, that go into everything, keep this locked in. Gives it room to vibrate, but it doesn't give it room to fall out. This is how they intended to use those rubber grommets and the metal shields. This is how you work this, y'all. Just in case you're wondering why they included them, and some they don't even include. They just assume that you know to put them in. It keeps the rattle off servos. It also helps shield them a little bit from get a little bit of a cushion, I guess you want to say. Not that this needs it. This QX Power digital servo is absolutely beautiful. I know you're not going to be able to read that, so I'm going to read the numbers that sit right up here on the top. It is an S8050D. That's what that number says right there. And yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful servo. They also have their website on the back of the servo on the bottom where your screws would sit. They actually Allen wrenches. Yep, Allens. And I believe, not that I'm going to loosen one up. Yes, they are a 1.5 millimeter. And it is www.cnxqpower.com. All one word, y'all. All one word. I know you're probably not. Boy, that camera is not wanting to focus on that at all, no matter what I do. It's not going to focus. Well, you can take my word for it. This is the servo that we're talking about. This is how it comes. It did come with a bunch of these plastic horns, steering horns. It came with one like that there. It came with a smaller version like that. So this, I would say, is probably something that you would have for like a throttle and brake. This would have more of a throttle and brake for a smaller one, maybe. And then you got your round ones. Then you got your starred versions, two different sizes of them. You got your small one, and then you got your bigger one that have several different mounting holes in them. I don't use plastic servos here. I can't, the servo horns, it has no use to me at all. They also came with some Phillips shiny hardware to mount into that, but all mine have actual bolts, you know, that regular Phillips head hardware. So I'm not using these either. They're going to sit off to the side. And the specs on this is they're looking at 20 millimeters by 40 by 41. You're looking at the weight of 81 grams plus 0.2, and in parentheses they got 2.86 ounces. The gear type is stainless steel, which is good. I'm not complaining. Not on that at all. It's 0.158 seconds at 60 degrees at 6 volts for the speed. And then they've got all the way up to 8.4. And the 7.4 is 0.132 seconds at 60 degrees at 7.4 volts. And then they've got 0.108 seconds at 60 degrees at 8.4 volts. The torque type at 6 volts, that's basically what a lot of us look at, is 41 kilograms. And at 7.4 volts, it's 47 kilograms. And then 8.4 volts is 54 kilograms. 54 kilograms. I almost want to give you another look at another servo. As much as I hate bringing another product into picture, view, whatever, because of the nightmare that causes, I'm going to look here for just a second, double check that I don't have another full-size, what I would call full-size. It's not a 5th scale or anything like that, just regular 10 scale hobby grade servo. Real quick. Yeah. I got one right here. Okay. This is your Rovan. Your typical Rovan servo. Oh, let's get that. That's the difference. They're the same thickness. Get it matched up. Same thickness, same box can. It's just that these ones, get that line out of the way, these ones are just a little bit deeper than this. So your depth of your servo may matter if you have it in any particular spot. I don't know of any others. This one here is just an old spare that I have that apparently I kept for whatever reasons. That's a Rovan one. Let's see what else I got. I got an old Futaba plastic gear. That one there, as you can see here. Oh, let's get the lines all made up about the same. There's an old Futaba right there, and that one there is a S303 or 3003 is what that one is. So, and that one's difference is the exact same difference as far as height of top to bottom. Okay, there. That's enough comparison with other people's servos for this. I just wanted to give you all an idea on the size that I was actually dealing with. Yes, I could break out the micrometers and I could compare it to what it is, but the size of it is literally right there that I just read to you. A 20 by 40 by 41 millimeter. Okay? Okay. We got that nailed off. And I got two. Uno dos. This one here is the one that I just put down here in front of me on the desk. And this is my back one for the back that I'm going to use, which is that XQBLS 8145D. This is going in the rear for rear steer. That one is a 20 by 40 by 38. And let's see the measurements on speed. You ready? I don't know if you are able to see it. Nope. It's still not going to adjust on the camera view. That's fine. I'll read it to you. Gear type, stainless steel. 73 grams plus 0.2, 257 ounces. Stainless steel gears. At the speed, you're looking at 0.144 seconds at 60 degrees for the 6.0 volt. And then at the 7.4 volt is 122 seconds at 60 degrees. And then at the 8.4 volt is 0.106 at 60 degrees. Yeah. And mind you, that's all in seconds, I believe. On the torque in kilograms at 6.0 volts is 37 kilograms. At 7.4 is 43 kilograms. At 8.4 is 48 kilograms. Well within any kind of limit that I would be needing. That, and pretty consistent, gains there. I mean, that's about 6 kilograms per volt up between the 37 and 43. And only 5 kilograms gain go from the 7.4 to the 8.4. So yeah, you're only gaining 5 kilograms from the 43 to the 48, and that's from the 7.4 to the 8.4. So hey, I mean, that's still well reasoned to be expected out of a simple servo. And granted, there's a lot going on in here. I'm not tearing this servo apart, y'all. Not doing it. Not going to do it. I do need to get this servo mounted in the front, so I'm going to hop right in on that right now. I've got a bunch of wiring here that I need to cut. I need to cut all this wiring harness loose. There's a bunch of ties that I've got snipped up in here to keep my wiring tied up. And yeah, I know, I just got done clipping all this in, and now I got to turn around and take it all back out. That's fine. That's what this RC hobby is all about. You're not just fixing something, you're making it better. Is it worth it? You dang straight it is. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now at this preceding moment, as I'm making this better. Okay, this, I do not need these wires. I do not need these wires. What I do need is not that one. This one here, I need to undo, because this one actually goes to the front servo. This is the front one right here that I'm taking off first. And no, you're not going to be able to see everything. I'm sorry. There's just certain things that the cameras just don't do, okay? And this just happens to be one. I can show you an example of where it's at. I'll tie it up underneath there. I got to get all 4 screws plus the steering horn servo screw out. So I'm going to set this up and get my screw horn. That's all too big. I need this one. Boy, I will say one thing. They definitely do them tight. When I put them on, they're still holding. I do need the 1.0 so I can get my side locking screws off, or loosened up, not off, just loosened up. So I can slip it out. Yep, I gotta slip the horn off And the only way to do that is by loosening up the locking mechanism on the actual servo. Boom, there's that. Now I'll go after the servo itself and remove the 4 short screws that I have holding the servo in. And I got 2 more on this side. And did you notice anything yet, guys? I'm not using a power driver or an electric driver on any of this. Why? Because it's in aluminum. And I knew I was going to end up having to replace these servos sooner or later. So I didn't put any Loctite on them. They were tight. They're still tight. So they didn't move any. And this one here that I'm taking out was a 20 kg, 4.8 to 6.8 only. And that was also a digital servo. It was in one of those Amazon boxes, I'm thinking. It may have been one of those things that came out of Red Cat or something. I don't know. No big deal all the same. It come out. And now we're putting this new one in. And we're going to feed this wire, the servo wire, right back up into here. So that is there. Grab my 2.0, insert my screws. Oh, guess what I just found out, guys? I don't need them rubber grommets in these, because when I put that in there, I can still use the rubber grommets, but those sleeves, I don't need them for the 2.0s screws. They take up the space. So I am still going to use the rubber grommets, but I am not going to need the sleeves. The sleeves are if you have that smaller screw, I guess. If you decide to use the smaller screws, that's what they're for. But I've got aluminum everything up here in the front, and I really don't think I'm going to need the yeah, there we go. Squish that down in there. Get one just snugged up, because I am going to turn the power on this. Get my servo lined up correctly so it's dead center. And then put my servo horn on and lock it all down in place. I think would be the best option for me. Keeps from marring up that black, beautiful finish that is on this servo. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. And yes, I even put these rubber grommets in when I have those polished aluminum servos where they're just plain flat aluminum. It keeps the 2 different metals from rubbing together and causing oxidization and rust between one and the other. So yeah, I am pretty cautious about what I do. Alright, and I've got to find my hole. There it is. Give that a good squish. Seal out any air, water penetration into any of that. Yes, because I'm sure there's going to be water somewhere, sometime, damp ground, whatever. There's going to be something. All right, so at least now I've got that taken care of. I'm going to release that from there, bring my wire up, and now I got to make sure the brown is facing that way on my receiver because that's where I've got it sitting at. I'm going to plug that baby in right where it's at. Okay? From there, I'm going to bring my radio link transmitter over here. I've got to find me a blue end battery. And let's see, I should have a 4S right here. If I'm not mistaken. Nope, gotta have a 3S in it. Oh shoot, gotta have at least a 3S. What do I have here that's 3S? Oh, those are 3S, but the wrong end. Those are all 3S, wrong end. Or all we're kind of doing is just checking battery and servo anyway, but I still want to give you a good hard core. Oh, there we go. There's an Ovonic 2200. That's a 3S battery pack. I do not know what the voltage is in on this battery, so I'm going to check that right quick so I know what we're dealing with. That's at 40%, so it's just under storage charge right now. So this is not a full charge battery. This is at only 40%. Okay, just so we're all aware. This would normally go right about in here somewhere. This is where we're going to put it. I'm going to turn my remote on first. Then we'll go to my settings, go to my vehicles. I don't think that's it. The fast crawler right there. Select the model, confirm, go back, do the channel 1, and bring it down to 0 on my remote. So that's zeroed out anyway. And that way I ain't got to worry about smoking anything. Lord knows we don't need that problem, do we, guys? No, sir, we do not. And then I've got to find out where my power line is right there. Turn it on. Let it go through its checks. Oh, that is quiet. That is so quiet. Y'all, that is butter quiet. Let me go ahead and that is so quiet I cannot even get over it. Right now I'm just finding the... Oh shoot, I gotta remove that screw out of the servo. Forgot I had that screw in there, guys. That's why the servo horn wasn't going in. I had something in the way of it. Look at that, slid right on there like butter. Gonna take my 2.0 screw now. Put it in. And yes, I am tightening this up good and tight. And I'm going to take my 1.5 and tighten up my locking mechanism on the servo horn, because I do have one of them that has that as an option. And now I'm going to key this out. You hear my remote, you don't hear the servo. What's up with that? Alright, now we're going to key that back. And that looks pretty centered right there. There we go. You see that? You see that stuff? Listen. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I'm going to stay quiet for a second. Yes, I do have to work on my endpoints. I already know this, guys. That's the reason why I'm right here right now. And now I'm going to take the rig itself, pull it up, set it up here, and I go to my endpoint settings. Endpoints. Go to this side right here. Ooh, that is really throwing it in there. It's actually hitting my links. That's got some throw in it. Okay, that goes good on that side. And man, she crushes a tire on the other side. I'm all the way down to 60 on my remote for throw, because of the throw on that remote. $60 on one side and 54 on the other. I know you guys can't see this. I'm gonna have to get pictures of this and actually post it here. You'll never believe that crap. 60 going that way, 54 going that way. Normally mine are caught up at somewhere around 100, okay? That is absolutely phenomenal. And that one there should still come back a little bit, because that actually is still touching. Not quite, but it's still, if it was to be in any kind of a flex. Give it a second to catch up, but you don't need much. There we go. Could take that one back a little bit too. There we go. I wish you guys could hear how quiet that is, guys. God, you hear the dang fan over all that. Literally, you're hearing the fan over top of the servo. Let me see if I can't turn that fan off real quick. Give me a second here and see if I can't find the... Nope, that's not the one. Dang naggit, unplugged the lights. Yep, that was a headlight one. Hang on. It's this other one. There we go. I shut the fan off to the ESC real quick, guys. Listen, if you can hear it. I don't know about you, but I can't hear nothing. Very quiet compared to even some of my $150 servos, for crying out loud, aren't even that quiet. That says something. And locked, y'all, I'm holding this by the servo. This rig weighs 8 pounds. And I'm literally supporting it by the steering horn and the servo. And it's holding it there. Cheap generic servos, let me show you. The rear servo, and the rig's still on. Look. That rig is still on. Kind of bring it back to center. Look at this. And that's what I was using. Compared to this, I mean, come on, y'all. Think about that for just a hair-brained second. That's amazing. Night and day difference on servos. Hell yeah. XQ's got my bid on that. Hard yes. And that's only on a 3S battery pack. That's what's plugged into this right now. An Ovonic 120C 2200 3S 1P 11.1 volts. And that servo is nailing that. You ain't turning them wheels. That's what I'm talking about. Going down a straight line, them wheels ain't turning. They ain't getting out of adjustment. Where the back of this thing, I mean, that thing was just going willy-nilly. And mind you, to even make it steer, I had to pick the rear end up. Because it won't steer at all going the other way. So yeah, that servo is definitely bad. That servo is being taken out, y'all. Okay, that servo is definitely coming out. And this other XQ is going in. No joke allowed. That thing is coming out. I'm going to get my stuff unscrewed here. There may be a break in this video right here. I got my brother-in-law. He's just pulled in by the sounds of things. And he may want to come see and hang out for a minute. And if that's the case, I will have to make this video have a little pause break here. So you got to bear with me. I'm just giving you a heads up. He just pulled in, I think. And I do not know if that is going to be the case with him. I believe I need a 2.5 for the back of these. It's the same size screw heads or screw holes, just that I use the flat headed, like these here, the real flat stuff you're supposed to use for servo horns, or servos. Yeah, that kind of thing. Not a big fan of them, but they do work. They do work very well. Well, I know that just fell, but I just didn't see where it fell to. So yeah, we're gonna kick that. Well, that don't want to come out of that hole. There we go. Get that screwed out. And we'll take this one out next. And then we'll pull this one out. And yes, I am going to pause this. And I was right. He stuck around. 20 minutes later, we're back here at the desk. And yeah. Old servo is out. I'm going to clip the wires on this because it's no good. And I'll keep the wire for making matches on something else maybe later on in life. Most generally, a lot of these things I just toss them out once I get the gears out of them, because if the gears are good, at least I have a meaningful use for it. And now we're going to open up the brand new package live here in this broadcast for YouTube. This is the one that I chose for the rear. I didn't need a lot of force. I just needed enough to be able to turn it forward and back. There's the empty box. There's the servo. Hey, I was able to get my finger right into that groove. This one here, as I'm taking it out, as you can see, plastic. I get rid of them right away. I don't even use them. I will probably use the rubber grommets. And this one here is the same cord. Yellow, red, and brown. Maybe orange. I don't know. You tell me. Kind of looks orange to me. And the servo. XQ power. Digital servo. And again, the website is on the back of the servo. This one here is the BLS 8145D. A little bit shorter, which I needed. This is a little bit shorter than the other one. Compared to the one that I just took out, it is the exact same size all the way around. Matter of fact, this one here is actually a little wider. So I'm getting a better servo with smaller space. Yeah, I like the sounds of that already, guys. The only thing I am seeing with this, I think I may have a, don't know yet, give me a minute. Oh, it is going to reach. It's going to be a short. It's just long enough, but it is going to reach all the way across the front here. It is going to reach, so that's good. That's a positive. Just reached. It was really close. I almost was going to go ahead and actually route it back across this and then plug it in, but I think I can get away with running it right back through here, maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. That's going to go like that, like that. I may, yeah, it'll fit. Just barely fit at that. And I do not think I am going to need all that other stuff that I had in that other one, because of the generics of the other one compared to these new ones that I just got in here the other day. I'm telling you, I really am loving these new servos. Everything just is that much sweeter. And tighten that up a little bit. Tighten that up a little bit. Yeah, that is looking absolutely fabuloso. So what do you guys think of the videos? Do you think they're long enough? Do you think they're too long? I need you guys to go ahead down below right now and type it in, because right now we're at about 43 minutes, almost 44 minutes right now. So this is going to be one of those longer videos, but I'm actually doing this on camera, okay? And I wanted to make sure that I was able to get everything going. And that slipped right in that spot, just as smooth. Golly sakes. All right, we are going to turn back on the radio because I kicked it off because my brother was here. And now I'll kick on the receiver here because I did kick that off. Oh, it just moved. That servo just moved, y'all. That looks strong, buddy. That looks very strong. I recentered it on my servo, or on my receiver. And now I'll go ahead and center. Look at that. It actually centers itself. That is pretty spectacular. I was thinking that was going to be off a little bit. Nope. Lined right up perfectly. All right. Lock that in. Yeah. Good hardware. Very good hardware. I'm not complaining. Now I'm going to snug them screws up that hold the servo in so there's no wiggle. Yep, good and tight all the way around. I am just going to kind of fold this over for right now. I want to see. Oh, that is not what I was expecting. I don't know what that was all about, but yeah. Recenter's pretty good. And yes, I've got that work back here on my VR knob. And that is my rear steer now that I'm using that for. I'm going to center it back up so it's pretty much dead center. Front servo's doing the same right now, dead center. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same test. Look at that. That thing is actually holding that whole system. That whole servo right there is holding that whole rear end. That's a lock. That's a dead solid lock. Boy, I'm telling you, that is... My transmission don't even lock up like that does. What do you think of that, guys? Yeah. All right, now we got to put the red and black in back here. Turn the fan back on. I'm going to tidy up this wiring real quick. I am probably going to clip this one and run this wire for that rear servo back into this, just to tidy that up so it holds it away. And I'll wind this all rat's nest up and then put that back over here, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back, and yes, I've got everything tidied up that I needed to get tidied. As you can tell, the wiring's all back where it needs to be. About as best as I'm going to get it. And yes, there's going to be some tucking of wires here and there or whatever. But anyway, yeah, we got front steering, rear steering, and granted, that's even with a weak battery. That's only 40% charged, y'all. And that's the first gear. And then we've got our crawling gear. And our fast gears are right there. Yep, I think that'll work, guys. I think that'll work just fine. Then, of course, we have our winch. Up here on the front, that'd be on the DL1 setting on the remote, which is basically the PS3. Yeah, which is this front one right up here in the front. And then I got my rear steer back here, my regular steering wheels here, of course the throttle and brake. The shifting on this is going to be down below here. It's just going to be a touch. It's momentary. It goes and locks, and then it goes and locks. That's it. And that's it. That's the rig, y'all. Power it off. Power the remote off. There's the use out of the two servos in a video just for you guys here on YouTube. And yes, there'll probably be shorts made out of this for Facebook. I ain't going to say nothing about that. And I also have here one of my crawler accessories. If anybody knows what that is, leave it down in the comment down below. I will actually, I know what it is. This is what you call content engagement. There's a better look at it. If you know what this is, leave it, the answer down below. There you go. There's a few names for them, but I'm looking for one particular name that they use. And that one person, the first person that goes in there and tells me what that is, I'll make sure that I put in a special thank you for participation in the comment center, and then I'll post your name on the very next video. After this goes live, you will see it. Thank you again for coming back to Neil RC. I'm Scott. I just got out of work. I'm here posting a video for YouTube. Thank you for coming by and seeing us here. Come on back next week where we're going to have another whole video, maybe a body, maybe some other options I got going on. Who knows? This is an RC hobby for me. This is what I do to get my brain relaxed, mellowed out, and calmed down after a very long day at work. Thank you again for coming by and seeing Neil RC. Come on back. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down here. Hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment down below. And underneath that subscribe button, when you go to hit that subscribe, make sure hit that all notifications. It means a lot to me. That way you'll get every video, every little time I post anything, you'll get that notification right in your inbox. And therefore, you'll know that I posted something. When you have time, you then can go in and look at it and listen or read or whatever it is. And we're in good shape. Thank you again for the new subscribers. As soon as I get that list from YouTube, I'm waiting for their names to come up. If they are allowed their names to be read, they will be posted in the end of the credits. Thanks again. Appreciate you. Love you all. Have a great day.